1015 FM KDAWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Happy Easter, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show. It is a special Easter Sunday edition, and we want to thank all of you for taking the time out to listen to us on Easter. You had the religious show on before us, so that's cool. Take a little time out, say your prayers, and then eat your vitamins and listen to the Mark Hoke Show. What do you think, guys?
I agree with that, man. Happy Easter to everybody out there. It's a beautiful day.
Absolutely. Happy Easter, everybody.
There you go. And of course,
glad to be here.
Are you sure?
Mostly sure.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain.
All right. I'm amazed, everybody wanted to come on the show on Easter today.
Yeah, it's a special day, man.
Right?
Special day.
Yeah.
It's the Mark Hoke Show, man. They want to be here every day. Come on.
Yeah. Of course, we have Brian Ronovech from Las Vegas Wrestling Scene.com.
Yes.
.com. .com.
I still can't believe you heard me.
It was funny. We'll give a little inside baseball on this real quick. So last week, if you were listening to the show, I was in Los Angeles, and my program director, Mark Bonilla, awesome guy here at KDAWN, was producing the show. And for the first time, Brian was on a remote hookup through a system we have. And I said Las Vegas Wrestling Scene, but I didn't say the .com, right? So apparently he mouthed it. He mouthed it, but I heard it.
I didn't even hear it.
And then so I said it, and then he said, "Yeah, I didn't hear it. I didn't say it." I'm like, "Well, guess what, buddy? You're busted."
Yeah, I mouth it, and then I hear him go, "Okay, bro, .com." I'm like, how did you know? Am I on camera? It felt like it. It was so weird.
You guys are connected. Definitely connected.
Yeah. He knew what I was thinking. That's what it was.
Or you had that microphone jacked up.
Yeah. Well, that was my stepson's headset. So that thing's amazing. The microphone's really good.
Yeah, obviously.
That's important.
But of course, make sure you guys check out LasVegasWrestlingScene.com.
Yes, sir.
And see everything they have going on. By the way, real quick, before I introduce our other cohort here, what do you guys have going on with Las Vegas Wrestling Scene Confidential and everything else?
Well, we just recently had TJP on. We have Ref Cody Andrews was on Wednesday, and we just recorded a U30 draft for the top Las Vegas wrestlers under 30 years old.
Oh, nice.
And I believe that's coming out this Wednesday. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had three of us, and then Gerald Bentley, who hosts Confidential, was the host of the show, and he kind of ran everything. But Mark Hoke did a really solid job.
How about that?
As a draftnik. Were you talking to Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and all those guys?
Oh,
man.
No,
you were ready.
I had a little draft expert on the side to.
You had Amanda.
Give me a little extra push towards the second half of the draft.
Man, yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of trash talking, but I believe it'll be out Wednesday. So
yeah, I killed Frisco.
Yeah, you did.
I know I did.
You did. Well,
he's gonna get me for that sometime.
little bit of a spoiler. We didn't let him get all of the factions, so
no,
we made sure that didn't happen.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, it was good. It was really fun. It was really fun. It's really deep talent. A lot of really good talent under 30 years old from Las Vegas.
So make sure you guys check that out on the Las Vegas Wrestling Scene YouTube channel. Yeah, and, of course, make sure you go to LasVegasWrestlingScene.com.
And I have last Tuesday was the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania 9. So I've got an article up about that show. So if anybody's interested in a little history, 30-year anniversary WrestleMania.
I actually did an interview about that as well with Jeff Does Vegas from Calgary.
Oh,
that we went through that. So we had a great time doing that.
You know, funny, the Caesars Palace Outdoor Sports Stadium would stick up above the freeway when I was a kid, right? And I was always fascinated by it because once in a while I would see it, and then I wouldn't see it for like months, and then I would see it again, and then it would be gone. I had no idea that it was retractable. So they would build it and tear it down for every fight.
Interesting.
And I had no clue. I'd be like, oh, there it is. And then I wouldn't see it 2 days later, because they would build it and tear it down. It was like $1 million a pop.
Damn.
Yeah, 25,000 seats.
Wow, crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an interesting card. Maybe if we get a little time at the end, even though there's so much going on, we'll get to it. But we'll talk about it. But of course, the other gentleman in the studio today, Dave the Difference. What's going on, big man?
There it is, the David Difference. Oh, what a difference a Dave makes. Did you hear me mouth the David Difference? let's get it right, man. First name Doug,
see what I'm
middle
talking
name
about?
David.
See what we deal with?
Difference. Yeah. It's rough, man. Life is beautiful, man. I'm happy to be here again. Thank you for having me. A lot of good energy here on Easter Sunday.
You bet. So how are things going to Future Stars of Wrestling for you, sir?
Things are moving. We got a big show coming up, High Octane, this Friday, 7 p.m., FSW Arena, so that should be big. We got some new talent coming out from California and different areas, so definitely something you guys want to check out.
And we'll be hearing from one person on that card later today, as in our second hour.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you didn't get the impression already, you're in for a treat.
Oh, yeah.
Brett the Threat is going to be in here today. And if you've never met or seen Brett the Threat, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be quality entertainment. It's going to be an episode you're going to tell your kids about.
Yeah, definitely. I might have to step out during that one.
Yeah, right. There might not be enough room for everybody.
Egos.
Oh, man. Woo. So Brett the Threat's going to be joining us as well later on in the show today. All right. So, guys, I'll tell you what. On the last show, we, of course, got to go through WrestleMania Night 1 and everything that had occurred up to that point. Rave reviews for Night 1 of WrestleMania. It was an awesome experience. I was out there, had a blast. And then we head into Night 2. Night 2 is an interesting night, guys. Very interesting night. First, we kicked things off with Brock Lesnar and Omos. The match that we were all scared of.
Right.
But actually, you know what? It was okay. It was all right. I thought Omos did an all right job, and Brock was throwing him around and German suplexing a 7'4", 400-pound dude. Gets the win. Interesting way to kick off the show. I was a little surprised they opened with it, but guys, your thoughts on Lesnar Omos?
Well, 5 minutes. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, just leave it at that. Like, it was a good opener, good way to get the crowd popping early, bringing out Lesnar. I mean, what can you say about that match? It was what it was.
Yeah, that's about how I feel too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was better, I guess, better than expected, but yeah,
It was not a train wreck.
no. There's the win.
So
It
that
wasn't a train wreck.
That was a plus. Then we had the Women's WrestleMania Showcase match. Honestly, a little crowd dead on this one, but Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler win it. They beat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Rousey and Baszler. Rousey just kind of hid for this match. Of course, she was working with a broken arm, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
So she kind of just got thrown out and disappeared for a while, and then Baszler got in and beat some people up, and then Ronda came in and armbar, and it's over. So, yeah. Kind
of the same.
Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. Not my favorite match on the card.
Yeah, night 2 started off with a different feel. I was kind of like,
yeah.
We're getting, where are we going?
Where
Let's
you're
go.
like, oh, don't tell me this is how it's going.
Right.
Because after night 1, you have so much enthusiasm and excitement and energy about night 2. You got the big main event. You're like, oh, this is going to be great. And when it starts out flat, you're like, this could be
we're
tough.
in trouble.
Because in their defense, too, it's got to be really difficult to get 2 massive cards and have them pull both of them off to be good. in 1 week back to back.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it's possible if you schedule it right.
Of course.
But
No,
it
I
seemed like
understand.
night 2 was light, very light match-wise.
Yeah.
A lot of fillers in there for
Yeah.
that night.
Well, one match that wasn't a filler after that, guys, was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Ah, yes.
Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. And guys, did they beat the hell out of each other or what? I mean, this was I almost said it. I'm not using that word. I'm not using that B word.
What's the
What
B
is
word,
it?
man?
I'm not saying that B
Well, you got
word.
to say it. 'Cause
No,
that's
if I say it, I said it.
Huh.
about a match.
It rhymes with hanger.
Oh.
yeah.
I'm not
is
saying that
overused.
word.
That is
Got you.
overused.
It was a fantastic match. Gunther comes out on top. Apparently, Drew was so beat up he didn't want to come to Raw. He was in that bad of shape. Of course, maybe there's a little contract issue there too. But I'll tell you what, guys, what a fantastic match. The crowd was going nuts. I mean, that was so loud in there for that one. And those guys just put on an absolute show. And I think we saw why Gunther is on his way to superstardom in WWE.
Yeah, definitely. That one, things started to step up with that one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in a huge way. And they're talking about that was one of the best matches of all time. But I had a friend stop by the Dave Cave. I was watching it there. And she doesn't watch wrestling.
Okay.
And that was the first match she walked in on and was just like, oh, wow. Like it impressed her. Like, man, they tearing each other apart in there.
Yeah. That's one of those matches you look at it and you go, this is going to be a great match. Like, you know it before it even starts. Once it's booked, it's a match, you're like, oh, yeah, this will be great. And it absolutely lived up. Gunther's just incredible.
Yeah, and all these guys, I mean, just put on a great show and hitting hard, and it did not disappoint.
No.
So, great match. I don't know if we're going to say match of the night or not. Tough call there, because we obviously had a pretty amazing main event too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it.
But then we did have another good one, Bianca Belair and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. And I got to say, I wasn't expecting a lot out of this. And, from my vantage point, obviously, I thank you, WWE, for letting me come in and be there. I was about 7 rows up on the floor, from the floor. So I may have had a different perspective than everybody else had on TV. But from what I saw, these two were tearing each other to shreds. I mean, this was a very, very physical match. And, Bianca gets the victory. But I think Asuka reminded everybody how good she is in this one. It was just a terrific battle. And I wouldn't mind seeing these two do it again. It was that good.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Bianca's fantastic. I think a match, if you go forward, you do Bianca and Rhea, I think that would be that was the first thing I thought of, was what an incredible match those two would be, with both having the titles. But Bianca's on a different level. I think Asuka's really good, but I just always felt like Bianca's was just so much better, and I love Asuka. But I just think Bianca's speed, her ability to fly, she's so strong. She moved beautifully in the ring. Just nothing she doesn't do right. I mean, I don't see why you would take the belt from her. She's the best one you have. Like, you can do it for story, but I just didn't see. To me, I think she's just outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think there was much of a story behind this match, but I mean, both of those two competitors, they can go, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd was into it, and I think that they came out, they did their job, man.
For
they
sure.
Gave a hell of a show, but Bianca, I mean, come on, man.
She's every
next
time
level.
she's in a match, you're like, that might have been the best match tonight. I mean,
Right.
There's not many stars that do that can wrestle anybody and have a great match. They don't need the dance partner. They could wrestle me or you, Mark, and it will be good.
I don't know about me anymore, but
maybe. Never
I
know.
Well, you start walking to the stop sign and back every day.
I get back in shape, then I can go.
Yeah, don't
Then I
count
can
yourself out.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, then I could go. Then we had the fiasco that was the Miz on his second time around hosting WrestleMania and having a little tete-a-tete with the dog of the Snoop.
Oh, my.
And, of course, he gets challenged again. And this time, do we get LA Knight?
No, we don't.
Where everybody's going crazy and going, yeah, in the whole building? No.
Nope.
A decent surprise.
Yes.
Okay. Shane McMahon, who had been ostracized from the company, shows up. Music hits. Everybody's going nuts. Shane's dancing around, having a great old time. Snoop says, let's go. And they went for about a minute. And as Shane had whipped Miz into the ropes, Shane went down, and then he went down.
Yeah.
Tore his quad.
Ouch.
Same thing his dad did, right? Except just one quad.
Yeah.
Vince tore
Right.
both.
Vince
right?
did
Yeah.
Unbelievable on a huge pay-per-view.
And so Shane is crumpled in a ball in the ring. The Miz is just kind of standing there dancing around and trying to figure out what to do. And then the Snoop Dogg takes over. And, I had seen Snoop. Snoop did that thing in AEW where he did the little frog splash bit. And Snoop's obviously done some other stuff with WWE before. But Snoop gets the mic and says, let's go, Miz. It's not going to end like this.
Yeah.
Drops the Miz with a punch and then drops a people's elbow on the Miz to get a 1-2-3. Now, a very interesting scenario there because this was not planned.
Mm-mm.
So Snoop Dogg, guys, saves the day. What did you think?
Well played. I mean, especially a live, huge stage. I mean, you got to, like Snoop's, Snoop has his hand in everything from cooking to acting to music.
Right.
So if anybody could pull it off, it's him. But on that big stage, like that's one of the things I love about this business is you got to call those audibles and pull it off and make it look seamless. Like, okay, that's what they had planned. But then I did watch another camera angle where the cameraman was telling him to get in there and punch him.
Right.
Yeah. So Triple H made it sound like he just was like, let me go punch this guy. But even seeing that inner working, like, they pulled it off. It was, crowd loved it.
It looked good. It looked really good. I mean, for a second there, I'm like, did Shane get hurt? Like, was this part of the, like they're trying to put Snoop over for some, but it was, even if it's like, hey, go punch him. But then the fact that he had the understanding to do the people's elbow and kind of, you know what I mean?
Finish it up.
He, and I think the fortunate thing for WWE is the celebrity they had there is so comfortable in front of enormous crowds. Like, he's not going to suddenly freak out like somebody else might who's not used to being in front of a crowd like that, even if not necessarily for wrestling, but he's not going to like lose his mind in a situation like that. And the punches were pretty solid.
Yeah,
let's say that too. Those punches look good, and Miz went with it perfectly. It was definitely, obviously it fell apart because Shane got hurt, but I think it turned into, I ended up liking it because I loved how they put it together in a tough situation. I thought they did a good job there to make something. What is it? Lemonade out of
lemons?
Yeah.
Or potatoes or whatever. No,
isn't there like making something out of?
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
But I think it came off well. So you were there live.
Yeah.
How was that pop for Shane? Because I was like, okay, we ain't seen him.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was very interesting after that happened because everybody's kind of trying to piece together what was going on.
Right.
And we thought, well, this had to be a work. But then Shane was seriously getting carried out. He went past production with people lifting him out of the ring. So kind of knew it was legit and then saw the reports come over and, like father, like son.
Wow.
There it is, family business.
Ripping quads. That's what
speaking of fixing something when it busts, that situation with his dad when the quads ruptured and how everybody handled that in that situation was about as good as you could possibly get.
Yep, absolutely. A Royal Rumble legend there. All right, guys, well, we got to get a break in here, and when we come back, still a couple more matches from WrestleMania, and, of course, we've got the fallout from WrestleMania the next night on Monday Night Raw. A little controversy there. So stick around, and, hey, Joe DeFalco's on the line here, too, so we'll get Joe in here. There we go. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN.
And the guys.
Yeah, the guys are chatting away in there. All good. I'll remember not to turn their mics on so quick next time.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well,
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, Steve.
Glad we didn't say anything.
Well, actually, that's on him. So
yeah.
No,
we'll
it's
blame
on
Mark.
you guys.
Yeah, we'll blame Mark for that.
It's on
for
you
sure.
guys.
That's Mark's fault.
You come back from break, you be quiet for a second. That's okay.
Yes,
and
sir.
and Joe DeFalco, by the way, is on the line. We've got Joe. Joe, how are you?
Joe.
Joe?
there he is.
Come on, Joe.
Come on, Joe. Where are you?
Joe.
Well, we'll see when Joe pops on here, but I've got him turned on. So
Well, we talk when you don't want us to, and
Go
now,
figure.
Right.
now we can't get Joe.
Go figure. Anyway, you know, I guys, I do want to get to a couple more WrestleMania matches, but you know, if you would have been placing some bets over the weekend, if you would have bet on Roman Reigns winning that match,
Man, seriously.
you had a plus 400 on that.
Yeah, I thought about that.
So you should have gone to the markhokeshow.com and clicked on that link for betonline.ag and made yourself some money. That's what you should have done. So of course, you can bet on wrestling there and all sorts of sports and entertainment things. Just, it's crazy. If you've never been on the site, check it out. And plus, we're offering you a 50% matching bonus up to $1,000. So if you put $1,000 on, you get $500.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of money.
That
Yes,
is a
it is.
lot. That's significant.
Yeah. So just go to markhokeshow.com, right? Real simple. Click on the link. It'll take you to the site. You sign up, use the code BOL1000, and get yourself that bonus. Of course, you don't have to put 1,000 on, but, you know, that'll bring joy to our hearts. So go ahead, betonline.ag. Check it out.
Sounds good.
I don't know if they had a line on Finn Balor getting his head ripped half open.
Damn. Right?
But that was a little ugly there, as we had the Hell in the Cell match, and yeah, it went to hell, that's for sure.
Yeah.
As during the match and fairly early on in this one, and by the way, great entrances. I've got some photos of it. Pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
But we had Edge busting open Finn Balor in this match. And they really did torture each other. Some great spots. Edge pinned him in a corner with a couple of kendo sticks.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good.
And just tore him apart pretty badly. And by the way, we reconnected with Joe. We'll see if Joe's back on here. They're not hearing him for some reason. But anyway, we'll see if we can get Joe. He's gone. But unfortunately,
he's playing games over here. What's
right?
going on?
it's all good. But we had a situation during the match where Finn took a shot to the head, and I believe it was around 19 staples they needed to close it up. Now, I can tell you from my vantage point, now I couldn't see the cut, and they didn't show it because it was pretty bad. But I did see the staff, one person running from the ring and another running toward the ring with a big red box to get it up to the ring, because obviously Finn was incapacitated for a little while. But he finished the match. Pretty solid battle between the two. And, those guys, pretty much tore it up. Overall, good match, but unfortunately the cut, I think, kind of slowed it up. But, guys, your thoughts on Edge defeating Finn Balor? And, what does that mean for both of those guys?
I don't know if it means anything going forward. I thought, and everything I heard, that feud was done. So they just kind of brought it back. A hell of a match. But as far as a feud, like I don't think it goes anywhere forward. But I enjoyed watching it. I mean, the spots, and obviously once he got hit with that ladder, it changed the momentum a little bit. But they still gave it their all out there.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match too. I agree with you, Dave. I think it's done. I kind of thought Finn was going to go over. Surprised me he didn't win. I know Edge is the guy, but Edge didn't need the win. He definitely didn't need a big stage win, and I really think Finn does. That would have been really good for him. So I was surprised Edge won, but other than that, it was a really good match.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a Finn thing too, but of course Edge is kind of adamant that he didn't come back to just goof around with Judgment Day. So I'm wondering if he's on the bench for this eventual scramble for the World Championship.
Who, Edge?
Yeah, Edge.
I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't take it seriously if he is in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're over that. Yeah. I'm over that. But, I've never been like the biggest Edge fan, but I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
Maybe Omos. But.
Sounds like Mark wants to see it, though.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing a Roman Reigns Edge one-on-one. Right build-up. Could be interesting. So, who knows?
Crickets.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Hey, I don't write it. I just tell what they say.
Right.
So then we had the main event, and this one got wild and crazy. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and a crazy match. A lot of interference. Of course, at the end, they had thrown Solo out. He came back in and was in the mix to finish off Cody. We had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in there, and Sami put the haluva kick on Roman, which I think a lot of people thought was going to end the match, but it didn't. Pretty good 35-minute battle between the two. Crowd was going nuts. Guys, your thoughts on this match, and are you surprised Roman won?
The crowd was definitely invested in this one, but I think where they went wrong was everybody had predetermined. They were ready to celebrate at the end of this one with Cody taking the win. But I think they told an amazing story and like a lot of ups and downs, and like it was an amazing ride the whole time. Definitely one of those where majority of people assumed it was Cody Rhodes, right? And it's just like, how's it going to get there? And, what's that final piece? But I was not surprised. Like, I figured everybody, even with the Usos winning, I figured they got to do something. Like, it's so predictable. Everybody's saying, Cody's going to win. Cody's going to win. So, and this business is about emotions, right? So, definitely triggered a lot of people. So, I think I'm happy. I'm a Roman Reigns guy.
Yeah, I like Roman too. I thought Cody was going to win. I thought it was a no-doubter, but I should have known better when Sami and Kevin Owens won the night before. I should have known better just from that standpoint. But it was a great match. It was definitely, in my opinion, a WrestleMania main event matchup. Roman obviously knows how to deliver on the big stage. Cody clearly does too. That's the first WWE match I've been really, really mad about the finish in a few years. So I was really happy about that, to be honest with you, because I was like, good. I want to feel this kind of way about big wrestling. That's what I call like WWE and AEW, like call like big pharmacy. It's big wrestling. So I want to feel that way about those matches, and so I was happy from that standpoint. I was upset.
Yeah, that you were invested.
Yes,
like
exactly.
There's certain matches, a lot of matches that you're just not invested. Like something like that. Yeah, I mean the biggest stage of them all. I was feeling it. Like what's going to happen? And I wasn't let down, but obviously you were because you wanted Cody to win, and which would have been an amazing moment.
I just thought that's what it was. I thought it was because I'm not a huge Cody Rhodes fan.
Okay,
I loved his dad, so. But he's certainly earned a lot with me. I think he's a lot better than I thought he was, for sure. But I thought it was just set up so beautifully for Roman to drop the belt now. Like I thought the timing was good. It wasn't going to be too late. It was still going to be, because there was still a good chance he could win in my mind, But that was more what I was upset about because I just was like, I was expecting this, and then it didn't happen. It was Cody sitting in the ring dejected. It's like, no. And then it was Sepha, who was the one that caused it, and that was the worst because I love Sepha. Well, Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
But so that was a disappointment too. Not Uce.
Right.
You know, it was really interesting inside the building too, because you know there were a lot of people that, I mean, you would have thought this would have been a crazy Cody Rhodes crowd, but to be honest with you, it was fairly split, and there were a lot of people that were celebrating.
Well, that's what
after
I heard.
Roman won,
Yeah.
and you know, I might go 50-50 ish.
Oh yeah.
You know, to be honest with you, I mean, I can tell you walking out, and anybody who was wearing a Cody Rhodes shirt was getting the business. Seriously.
Nice.
I
Nice.
mean, there are
love that.
people, the fingers are
Love
up in the
it.
air,
Love
and
it.
not the middles, but the one.
Sure.
Right.
You know, it was an interesting atmosphere, and I was kind of surprised that everybody was celebrating as much as they were about Roman winning.
Well, that was what, it's funny you say that, because I was going to ask you, I was reading the stuff after the show, and I was reading people saying, oh, this chorus of boos. I didn't hear a chorus of boos
No.
when Roman won. I saw lots of people cheering. It was 50-50 sounds right to me, at least from the TV, from how I gathered.
Yeah,
what I heard.
TV definitely painted the picture they wanted you to see. Was like,
Yeah.
and they only focused on the fans that were crying and disappointed.
But
and
you
shocked.
could hear them.
Yeah,
They couldn't drown that. They didn't drown that out.
Right.
You heard it, you know?
Yeah. I was all for it, man. Roman Reigns, that guy.
He is. He really is.
Yeah, it was a fascinating finish, and of course now the question is going to be, guys, and we're going to answer that coming back. What's next? What is next for the tribal chief? Just who's going to be the next challengers? What's going to, when are we going to keep this going for Bruno Sammartino time or what? What's the deal? So let's take our next break, and when we come back, we'll discuss the reign of Roman Reigns. What's coming up, guys? SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, all sorts of stuff headed our way. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 1015 FM. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. We will be right back. Tired of the same boring food when you're out for breakfast or lunch? I'm Mark Hoke, and I have an idea for a different place to go with unique food you're sure to enjoy, and that's Unique Eats. Take some time out of your busy day and stop on in to Unique Eats, featuring celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco and his friendly staff. Whether it's a great start to your day with one of Unique Eats' amazing omelets, or lunch with his incredible sandwiches, pasta, and award-winning pizzas, you'll be in for a fantastic dining experience that won't break the bank. Unique Eats also features a smoothie bar and full vegetarian menu as well. Plus, if you need catering, you can count on Unique Eats no matter what the occasion. So what are you waiting for? Get on over to Unique Eats at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100, open daily until 3 p.m. Call them at 702-992-3038 or visit UniqueEatsLV.com for their full menu and catering info. Break out of the same old routine and have a great meal at Unique Eats today.
In a kayfabe world, LasVegasWrestlingScene.com brings you the real story. Las Vegas Wrestling Scene is the source for pro wrestling news, along with their up-to-date events calendar. Visit LasVegasWrestlingScene.com.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Yeah, that's me, everybody. How are we doing? The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. We want to thank you for being with us here on Easter Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You're going to go hunt for Easter eggs later, Mark?
No, I think I might be hunting for business.
Nah, hey, that's even better.
You might see me on the streets, the cold, mean streets of Las Vegas.
All right. Well, the hot streets.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're pretty mild right now, actually. It's kind of a nice day out.
It is, yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh,
It's a
super
beautiful
nice.
weekend for Easter weekend. Get out
Yeah.
there, celebrate with the kids and the Easter eggs. And You know, I mean, there's more to it, but we won't get into that.
No.
You can say it. Jesus is there. He's
Absolutely.
He's risen. He's risen.
There you go.
Right on time. And somebody who's not right on time, I'll tell you, Brett the Threat, he's running a little behind. So just a little heads up.
Have we heard from Brett yet?
We got a little heads up, man. He shows up when he wants to show up. So
he's a submission gangster. Does what he wants.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, Brian Ronovech from LasVegasWrestlingScene.com and the David Difference.
Got them both right.
Well, yeah,
David Difference.
Occasionally.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there.
By the way, we're gonna try one more time here. Let's see if we can hear from Joe DeFalco. I got him connected, but I am not hearing anything. So not sure what's up, Joe. We'll have to try her again next week or something, or maybe buzz down to the studio real quick.
Yeah, just run down,
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
You can come down with Brett.
yeah. But of course, Joe DeFalco from Future Stars of Wrestling big card coming up on Friday. High Octane down at the FSW Arena. So make sure you check that out at FSWVegas.com. Get your tickets, man.
Damian Drake and Cutthroat Cody Croft.
Oh,
Going to be a good one. Vegas born.
Should
Two
be
Vegas born talent.
should be a lot of fun there. All right. So guys, where do we go from here with Roman Reigns? I don't think the story's over with Cody yet, but are there other people in the mix? Are there other guys out there that you could think of off the top of your head that could be the one to beat the one? Brian, let me start with you on that. Who do you think? If it's not going to be Cody, who's the man?
Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I really don't, because my whole thought process with this was Cody winning. So now I'm like, okay, well, you didn't win. Like, I wasn't even thinking about step 2 because I just thought this was what's next for Cody.
Right.
Obviously Brock is in any conversation. I think he's always looming, and I think even if you don't want him looming, it's good to have him looming because you never know how he could upset the apple cart, kind of how he did with Cody. Nobody expected that, really. I mean, at least him to be in the mix at all. I shouldn't say nobody, but I didn't. And then when he got into it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of okay with Cody and Brock. That should be really good. And if they're trying to have Cody overcome somebody like Brock, and now he can beat Roman because he's beaten Brock, if that's where they're going with it, that's a little bit better. But as far as like who could challenge him, I mean, I would say like Gunther, but he's the Intercontinental title, right. So I don't see him making that kind of move. I think he's clearly shown that he's capable. I think he could hold the top title. I mean, he's more than capable. It's just tough to see. Like, I'm just not sure where they're going to go with this. It's just really, I'm curious.
Do you have any? I'm being silly. What do you got? You got any ideas?
So obviously, like you were saying, like we could see where Cody Rhodes, endless possibilities had he won.
Yeah.
But I think again, and Triple H alluded to it, like the story's not over. So like sometimes you take those side missions, which could be Brock, which is a build up, but and I don't think so much we're going to focus on the next big competitor for Roman Reigns. I think he's going to be more into dialogue skits and pushing the whole bloodline. But I think ultimately with that is the only person, The Rock, that could come in and change that whole dynamic. Like that's what everybody wants to see, like the bloodline, feud between those two, if that ever happens. But other than that, I don't see anybody.
I got a name for you.
Uh-oh.
And this is an unresolved story. Well, I think that match could happen.
Oh, I think it could too,
right.
but it's just so. I mean, if you're going to have Edge taking the belt from Roman, I would not. I don't think that would be good.
Well, I'll give you the guy
All right.
who was actually talking a little smack on Cody before WrestleMania. How about Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins, remember the last time they met, guys? Seth won that match by DQ, and Roman was all frustrated that he couldn't beat Seth, and Seth was just absolutely torturing him. And, I think that's a possibility. By the way, I think we got Joe DeFalco on, too. So,
Hey.
Do we have Joe?
I think it's working.
There we go.
Hey, now. Unbelievable. David Lawson, I think, was sabotaging me.
Right.
What do you guys think about the possibility of getting Seth Rollins into this mix and having these guys show it down. Joe, why don't I ask you? I'll give you that to you first.
Again, it's not a fresh matchup. We've seen it 100 times. Do they have history? Absolutely. Is Seth Rollins extremely hot now? Absolutely. But,
Oh, Joe, we kind of had lost you there.
The devil came out.
Something bad.
Goodbye, Joe.
Something bad happened there, Joe.
I had nothing to do with that.
Joe, we had a bad connection there, so I do apologize. Should I try it one more time, guys?
Yeah, let's get him back in there.
Let's try and see what happens. Yeah, we got a bad connection there, buddy. I'm sorry.
That sounds like The Exorcist.
Yeah, that was yikes.
Linda Blair there.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Need to get some Jesus over there.
Anyway, so thoughts on Seth Rollins, guys?
Oh, man. We've seen it.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, I'm always looking for something new. Could it happen? Yes. Is there history? Is there a story? Yes. We've seen it.
Would it be a grid match? Of course.
Right.
Exactly.
Show me something new, something new that I want to see a different outcome to. I mean, I see your point, but show me something different. But I think a lot of these guys, you talk about L.A. Knight, carrying Cross. I think there's some tweaking that needs to be done, and they're in that picture. But there's just a little bit tweaking. I'd be excited to see those.
I like your idea of Gunther too. I mean, this could be a scenario like Randy Savage back in the day when he was dominating as the Intercontinental Champion. Lost to Steamboat and then just went right into the World Championship picture really quickly,
right?
Because he lost to a credible opponent in Ricky Steamboat. I could see something like that happening with Gunther, and boy, would that be fun. Let's say the Bloodline gets the tag team titles back and send Imperium after those guys. Yikes. That would be some serious main eventage going on.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think Gunther's incredible. I mean, he's just incredible. And not just, I mean, he was great even before he got in incredible shape. If you've ever seen any of the stuff he did he would do in Europe. I mean, he had a match with J.D. McDonough back when he had his old name. I forgot what his
Walter.
Jordan. No.
Oh, before Walter.
J.D. McDonough, who wrestles in NXT.
Okay, yeah.
But I can't remember it was Jordan. I can't remember what his last name was, but they had an incredible match in Ireland, which you want to see a crowd get into something with the way Walter was then against him. One of the best I've ever seen. And Gunther has that ability to bring the fans in like that. I think it would be a good match.
Tell me this from a business marketing standpoint.
We got a couple seconds.
Is that the best move?
No. No, in the ring it is.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't think Gunther beating Roman Reigns is not going to get you the impact you would get from Cody winning or somebody in that max.
Yeah. So, plenty to talk about, and we have a whole lot more coming. Plus, we await the arrival of the submission gangster, Bret the Threat. So we will be having him joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show as well. So a lot more to get to, guys. The David Difference and Brian Ronovech joining me today. We tried getting Joe DeFalco. We failed, but we gave it a shot. So it's the way it goes, I guess. But, guys, stick around. We've got another hour here. And once again, wish you a happy Easter. We'll be back with more on the Mark Hoke Show after the break. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.